If you want to buy that expensive luxury piece of clothing, that holy grail watch of yours, or that luxurious designer handbag, and you don't have any money for it, here are a few easy tips that will guarantee you'll be able to buy that piece in a matter of years. There are 3 easy steps you must follow in order to even think about buying that designer item. But before we get into that, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe to this video for more awesome content from this channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first step, and probably the most easy one to tackle right now, is to stop spending so much money on things you don't need. Most of the things that we buy today are non-essential and don't actually matter. For example, if you're younger, you don't need to buy that piece of designer clothing right away, because in this day and age, it's more attractive in society to buy and spend all your money on these goods and services to impress others, or rather than saving frugally and buying them later in your years. You still have the financial freedom and no burdens like a house, mortgage, credit card, debt, anything like that to hold you back at the moment. So this is the time now to save up for that designer good. So in order to afford that luxury timepiece or designer piece of clothing, you must cut down on the non-essential things and the wants that you want to buy. By delaying these purchases, you will be able to think more and to realize, do I really need this right now? Or can I wait and grow my money longer in order to buy something I really want? Additionally, you need to stop buying those other cheaper and more inexpensive watches or designer pieces of clothing, because that watch or whatever it is may cost $50 to $100, but if you're buying one of those every month or 2 months, at the end of the year, that's going to add up to some serious money that could go towards your grail piece. Also, you need to cut down on those daily expenses that you don't actually really need, like that morning coffee or that store-bought lunch during your lunch break, by either making your coffee at home before you go to work or making your lunch beforehand before you take it into work. You can save some serious bank and put that money towards your designer item or quality timepiece you are wishing for. So after you've cut down your spending, you have to start saving more than you spend as well. This will allow you to grow your worth and grow your savings account in order to achieve your quality timepiece or holy grail in a lot shorter time. Number 2. You must find ways to increase your income. With increased cash flow, you'll be able to afford that designer piece of clothing or luxury watch much quicker. This can be done in a variety of ways thanks to the internet and the digital age. The easiest and most simple way for you guys at the moment would be to start working more hours at your work or taking that extra shift or 2 during the week. Over time, this will really have an impact on your cash flow, and you'll really see the changes and the additional savings you can make towards your luxury timepiece or designer piece of clothing. You can also start a side hustle which will give you some more passive income. At the start, this may be slow, but over time, this will grow exponentially and will give you some really good cash flow and an increased income. Such side hustles could include YouTube, Instagram, or just selling and reselling things online. Most importantly, you need to diversify your income and make it a lot more broad. This can be done by starting an online business or a YouTube channel. Just like the side hustles I talked about just then, this will take a lot of time in order to get that cash flow you want. So in a matter of a couple years, you will see this increase if you really put your work into it. The third step, and in my opinion, the best possible step you can make, and which will accelerate your savings rate towards that designer watch or piece of luxury clothing, is by investing your savings and not just keeping it in the savings account. There are so many different ways to invest your money right now which don't require a lot of capital and a lot of cash. The most easiest and probably the most profitable at the moment, and one that doesn't require a lot of capital, is the stock market. This is a great way to really increase your savings and your investment strategy. For example, if you're just saving your money into a savings account, this only generates at least like 1 or 2% interest per year, and with inflation, this will actually make your money during the years go down in value. This is why you need to make an investment strategy. If you're going to invest in the stock market right away, and if you're a complete beginner, I would not recommend to invest in single businesses. However, invest in something called an index fund. Instead of owning shares in that one singular business that may either crash or fall within no time and leave you losing a lot of money, An index fund has hundreds of different companies, which makes this a very safe investment in the long term. For example, instead of owning one share in one company, you're owning a tiny share in a load of different companies. Usually, investing in an index fund will give you a yearly annual return of about 7 to 10%, which is amazing compared to your average savings account. If you want to be a bit more riskier and get that piece of clothing or that luxury timepiece quicker, I would invest in individual companies that are growing or are already big established firms such as Amazon, Google, or Apple. This is not financial advice, but at the moment they look like a really good investment. This is because they have been growing really high and they're not going away anytime soon. But however, the thing is, I would not recommend being a day trader because you're most likely going to lose a lot more money than the average long-term investor. So with those 3 easy steps, you should be able to save for that luxury timepiece or that designer piece of clothing in no time and in a much shorter period that you would have thought of. If you enjoyed this video, click on the screen right now to see more awesome content from this channel. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe immediately. Thanks for watching and see you later.